Okay guys, are you guys clear with my point? So schedulers is nothing but normal Java classes only. Okay, based on the requirement, we will create the schedule and where we have the cron expressions, we will mention the cron expressions and we have the runnable interface. We can override the run method and we can deploy the bundle and the bundle get activated. Then our scheduler will start. Okay, this is the flow and I will write some program. I will take some normal Java class and then I will write the scheduler. We can observe. So I am going to my IntelliJ. Okay, scheduler. We have the scheduler folder package. So simply you can click on the scheduler and you can take OEJ configurations. Normally, how will you write in the previous sessions? We already learned about the OEJ configurations. How will you write the OEJ configurations? So we need to take one class and make it as the dynamic and one class you can include another class into it. Okay, so same thing I am doing here. First I am taking one scheduler package. Here I am taking one annotation Java class and here what I am taking I am mentioning like article scheduler. Okay, article scheduler configurations articles article scheduler configurations. Okay, annotations. This is the dynamic class, whatever the values I want to give. So I make it I am mentioning this interface as the dynamic. How will you mention? We have the object class definition. Here we can mention name. Okay, name equal to, you can mention your class name or anything you can mention. So in my case I am mentioning this one only, article scheduler configurations. Okay, the same name I am mentioning here. Okay, now so I need to take some variables. So what are the variables? So first variable is configurations string scheduler configurations scheduler expressions. Okay, this is the variable name, so we can take any variable name. Okay, so how can I make this variable as a dynamic? We can mention at the rate attribute attribute definition. You can mention at the rate attribute definition, and inside the attribute at the rate attribute definition you can mention the name. You can mention the name. Some properties will be there, so we have already explained. So name, you can mention the name, scheduler expression, the same name I am mentioning, scheduler expression, and you can mention default value. Default value is very important. So default value I am mentioning like this. So if I want to schedule my scheduler, I would say for every minute, then I can for every second, then I can mention like this. I can mention like this, star divided by 0. If I mention the 0, then my scheduler will execute every second. Okay, and then star star, this is a minute, hours, day, and you can mention total okay, okay, fine. Last you can mention with the question mark. Okay, that is the yes. Are you guys clear with my point? This is the variable. Scheduler expression is the variable. So I am making, if I want to convert dynamic, we need to mention attribute definition. Attribute definition is the annotation which is used to give the dynamic values. And attribute object class is the annotation which is used to make our class as the dynamic configurations. Okay. Next, in the same way, I would like to take a few. I would like to take few variables as well. Like I would like to take 4 variables. Like here concurrent. Concurrent meaning the thread cannot run parallelly at a time. Boolean, we need to mention false. why I am mentioning false meaning? So the thread we cannot run parallelly at a time. We cannot run parallelly at a time. So here I am mentioning concurrent. Concurrent. Okay. Next, here what I am saying, I need to mention my scheduler name. Scheduler name I am mentioning. So simply what I am doing. So here I am mentioning scheduler name. Scheduler name. Okay. Scheduler name, and here this is the string. This is the string. You can mention the scheduler name like okay. Next is here what I am doing. So when enable, I am enabling the scheduler. We can enable the scheduler with one variable. So we can mention with boolean and enable the scheduler. We need to enable the scheduler. We can enable the scheduler, and default value is the true. Default value is the true. What does it mean? So when we need to enable the scheduler, we need to enable the scheduler. So we need to enable the scheduler. Enable the scheduler. If the scheduler is enabled, it will start. If not, scheduler will not start it. Okay, scheduler will not start. Are you guys clear with my point? So four variables I have taken. One is the scheduler expression. So scheduler, for whenever you are writing the scheduler, cron expression is very important. Cron expression is very important. So this is I am saying I need to execute my scheduler every minute, every second. If I want to execute every minute, you need to mention here. If I want to execute every hour, you need to mention here. If I want to execute every day, you need to mention here. If I want to execute every day, we need to mention here. Every month, we need to mention here. If I want to execute every year, we need to mention here. So cron expression is very important, where we mention the timings whenever you want to schedule our scheduler. Okay. Concurrent is the variable. Why I am taking the concurrent meaning? This is the thread. Concurrent meaning parallelly. My thread don't execute parallelly. So that's why I am taking the concurrent variable. So here I am saying false, meaning don't run at a time. Don't run parallelly. Multiple threads don't run parallelly. So that's why I am saying false. Next, I am giving scheduler name. Okay, I am giving the scheduler. By default name, I am giving the article. Okay. Next, in the same way, when the scheduler is started, then only our scheduler will be executed. So when the scheduler is enabled state, when the scheduler is true, then only our scheduler will start. Okay. If it is not, then our scheduler won't start. Okay. This is the dynamic configurations. This class I make it as dynamic configurations. Okay. Now I will take one more class that is article scheduler. So simply I am taking one class. So article scheduler is normal Java class only. Normal Java class. Here I would like to mention article scheduler. Article scheduler. Okay, article scheduler class. This is the class, and for this class we need to implement the runnable interface. We need to implement the runnable interface. So implements is the keyword, and which is used to runnable interface. And when I am using the runnable interface, it is throwing the why, because we need to override the methods in the runnable interface. We have the run method. Okay, we need to override the run method. Okay, simply you can override the run method, and then this normal Java class you can make it as component. component and and then services. So how can I make it? Simply we have the annotation, that is the component annotation, and then service equal to servlet dot class. When in that is the servlet case, and this is the scheduler case. In the scheduler case, we need to mention runnable as the uh, attribute. Okay, runnable dot class. Whenever you mention the runnable, then it is the scheduler service. Scheduler service, and immediate equal to true, and we can give the name. We can give the name. So in my case, I am giving the name article scheduler. Article scheduler. Okay, article scheduler. Okay, run method. So after the run method, I need to take the three methods. What are the three methods? Public void activate is the one method. Okay, and from here to here, this is the scope of activate. And the next second method, I would like to take the deactivate. Public void deactivate method. Okay, next in the same way, I would like to take modified method. Public the same public void modified method. Okay, next modified method. Next we need to take one custom method also. These all are event life cycle. These all are the event life cycles. Here we need to mention at the rate activate annotation, and here we need to mention at the rate deactivate annotation, at the rate deactivate annotation. Here we need to mention at the rate modified annotation, at the rate modified annotation. Okay, fine. Okay, so here we need to take one custom configuration also. The custom configuration, you can take normal method, public void. We can take update configurations or anything. Okay, the method name is anything, update configurations. Okay, in my case, I am taking the method name is the update configurations. Okay, and article scheduler is the normal Java class, and this is the dynamic class. We need to map those two classes with the help of at the rate designate. Where will you map in the line number, under the line number 8? We need to map. How will you map? At the rate designate is the annotation which is used to map the dynamic configurations and normal Java class. Okay, at the rate designate, and here what I am doing, OCD equal to this class name, article scheduler configurations. Okay, you can pass and dot class. Are you guys clear with my point? With the help of at the rate designate annotation, I am creating the relation between article scheduler configuration and article scheduler. Okay, now I need to track my methods is working fine out. How can I track? We have the logger factor, logger file, logger. Okay, so private static and final, I would say logger. So logger, you always, you must and should use SLF4J. Why? Because it is integrated with AIM. So we need to use SLF4J only. SLF4J, and so this is the constant value. So that's why all characters should be in the uppercase. Equal to logger factory. Logger factory SLF4J. Logger factory, not logger. Logger factory is the I would say logger factory and dot get a logger. This is the static method actually. So that's why we are calling the stat method by using the class name. Okay. Now we need to pass the class name here to track the methods is working fine out. We need to track here. Scheduler dot class. Scheduler dot class. Okay, fine. Okay. After this, here we need to take the update configurations, and I explained like you can create the schedulers in two ways. One is the one whiteboard pattern. Second one is the OSJ approach. This is here we can use the scheduler API. We have the one predefined API. So here we will use the scheduler API. Scheduler API. So already there we have the implementation and all. So directly we will use in our program. How will you use? So simply we can mention at the rate reference at the rate reference and scheduler. We need to import this package only, Apache Slim Common Scheduler. Okay, scheduler and object. Okay, this class is already available somewhere and their logic already available. We are using that one. So with the help of the scheduler, we are creating the scheduler. Okay, okay, fine. So in the here this class we pass as a input to the methods. So simply what I'm doing, where is this class name? Yeah, article configuration. I'm copying this one, and for every method I am passing as an input. Configurations. Okay, I'm mentioning the configurations as the object. Same thing, I am copying this entire thing, and I will be paste public class article configurations. So we need to pass those class as the parameter like this scheduler configuration, and in the same way I would like to pass deactivate also, and in the same way I would like to pass modified also, and in the same way I would like to pass update configuration also. Update configurations. Now I will use the scheduler API and I will call the some methods, some predefined methods. This is the scheduler API object. So I'm using this scheduler API objects and I will call some predefined methods. The predefined methods are like expressions. Expressions meaning like based on our expressions, we can schedule our job. So like that we are tell to our method. Okay, expressions is the method. Now simply I am using this configurations dot and we can mention our scheduler expressions. Okay, our scheduler expressions. So this is the method which is available in this object. Okay, for this method we are passing as a input our variable. This is our variable. We are passing this variable as to this method. Okay, now this entire thing I am storing in some variable. That variable name I am mentioning as options. Okay, we need to mention this options data type. This options data type is scheduler options. Scheduler options. Are you guys clear with my point? In the scheduler, we have the many predefined methods. Among those methods, I am using the expressions. Why? Because which is used to schedule our scheduler based on the expressions. Based on the expressions. For this method, I am passing input our variable. Scheduler expression is our variable. I am passing as an input to the method. Okay. Next up. Now, with using these expressions options, I would like to call some options. Those options like options dot concurrent is one thing, and okay, concurrent. So here you can mention don't run concurrent. How will you tell? You can mention false. You can mention false. Okay. Okay, fine. Next, options dot name. How will you pass the name here? You need based on the name and based on the like these expressions, our scheduler will work. So here also we need to pass the configurations dot scheduler name. Okay. and we need to take this here. Okay, this is the scheduler name, and don't run. We are telling don't run parallelly, so that's why we are mentioning false. We are mentioning the false, and we will be having scheduler. I would say scheduler dot schedule, meaning why we are scheduling. We are telling please schedule like this. So here we need to mention some these comma options. So schedule is the method, and scheduler we are telling please execute our scheduler based on the options how we are giving the input. So like that, based on the we need to execute we are telling. So we need to track how will you track our this is working fine or not. You can take the logger file info, and here we need to mention so update the status here, update the status here, update the status here. Okay, update the status here, and we need to mention placeholder, and here we can mention with configurations configurations dot scheduler expressions. Are you guys clear with my point? So here what I'm mentioning, whenever scheduler configurations, whenever my scheduler is enabled, then only you can execute our scheduler. So that's why here what I'm doing, I'm writing on condition. How can I write the condition? Simply I am keeping all the code in if block. Here I am taking if the scheduler is enabled. If the scheduler is enabled, I would say enable configurations enable. Okay, if the configurations is enabled, then we need to print these all the things. Are you guys clear with my point? When our scheduler is true, then only our scheduler will start. If not, we need to mention else. We can take the else block. Here you can mention scheduler dot unnamed, unscheduled based on the scheduler names, configurations, schedule names. Okay, fine. And this method name you can pass. This is the custom method. This custom method we can pass in the activate method. Then only our scheduler will work. Okay, you can pass here, and custom configurations. Okay, and this we can pass as the input. This we can pass as the input configurations, and in the same way remaining all the methods also can pass in the same way. You can copy that line, and you can paste the line, and you can copy that line, and you can paste the line, okay. And in the run method we can pass some information. What kind of information? Like article scheduler run method is executed. Article scheduler run method execution started. Okay, execution started. Are you guys clear with my point? So normally you have created one configuration class, and we have created one more class also. So we are mapping those two classes with the help of @designate, and we are converting this article scheduler as the service. So for service we will be having, first we need to convert component, and then we can convert into the service, and immediate equal to remaining. Whenever the bundle is deployed, then immediately the service also gets started. The service also should execute. And the name, meaning we need to mention the name for the service. Okay, next these are the methods like activate, deactivate. These are the life cycle events, and so where and this is the custom method. So in the custom method we are mentioning, so what we are mentioning, scheduler have the one method, that is the expression method. In the expression method we are passing our variable as the input, and we are storing that variable as the options, and based on the name, based on the parallel execution. So we need to start our scheduler, we need to start our options, we need to start our options. Okay, some dummy message I am passing here, configurations dot expressions. Okay, if the configuration, if my configuration is false, then it will execute the else block, it will execute the else block. Are you guys clear with my point? So simply this is the simple scheduler. Now we need to deploy this backend into the AM server. How will you deploy? You can use the mam and clean install command, and then -p auto install bundle. You can deploy, and you can open your error.log files, and you can cross check it is like executing for every second or not. Are you guys clear with my point? Okay, deploy. After deployment, you can check the timestamp, system console. Here we have that local, can start the AM operations, web console. Next, bundles, OGA bundles, and you can check demo dot, okay, demo, okay, bundle. If you check the time, 4:52, okay, 4:52, okay, fine. So recently our files deployed, and then next thing is we need to check the OGA components. Our component name is article, so you can cross check with article is there or not. Article, so article scheduler, okay. If I open the article scheduler, okay, fine, we can get the bundle where the my component is available, it is activation, or so all the properties are available here. Okay, next, the second third thing, I need to check the configurations. Open with the OSJ configurations, and we can cross check with name. My name is article scheduler. You can go with article scheduler configurations. Okay, if you click on it, you can get the by default values. By default values. Okay. If you mention the description, we will get the description also. Okay. Article scheduler expressions and cron expressions. Okay, everything is fine. Okay, and then now simply what you will do, you can open your error.log files, and then you can cross check it is coming or not coming. Error.log files, and you can open with anything. So in my case, I am opening with the notepad. So I'm deleting this all the stuff. I'm saving this one, and I'm coming here. I'm opening with notepad. You guys observe, article scheduler execution method is started. So every second, every min, it will be, our scheduler will be executed. Are you guys clear with my point? basically scheduler meaning. So now you guys observe. So it is executed. Not every second, every minute, I guess. Okay. Every minute it will be executed. Every minute it will be executed. For every minute it will be executed at one time. So if you wait one time, it will be again it will be executed. Are you guys clear with my point? If you want to stop this scheduler, we can here we can make it as the false. For example, here we have the scheduler options. Here you can make it as the false. If you make it as the false, then our scheduler will stop. Okay, are you guys clear with my point? If you observe here, every 1 minute the scheduler is executing. Every 1 minute my scheduler is executing. Every 1 minute my scheduler is executing. Are you guys clear with my point? So this is the all about scheduler, guys. So scheduler also very important topic. So whenever scheduler is which is used to execute the run the piece of code at a regular interval times, at a regular interval times, where we have the runnable interface, we can override the run method and we can write the scheduler. We can write the scheduler. So now what you guys will do, we can write like this scheduler. We can take screenshot of this one and this one, and that OSJ component. OSJ component is the one. OSJ component and OSJ configurations and this one and this one. Okay, total 5. OSJ component, OSJ configuration, and log files. Log files. We need to display the log files like this. So this, in my case, this scheduler is executing every minute. In your case also, you can try with seconds, you can try with the minutes like that. Okay. So this is all about schedulers.